All right, on chapter 8, you have to find the error bound. And when you're looking for the error bound, you continually need to be able to find this value right here. And that is a percentage point for various confidence intervals, okay, given various sample sizes. So when do you know when to use which value? Back there on those tables. So I want to help clear this up just a little bit if you're confused when to use what. But there are two cases: when your sample size is rather large, 30 or more, and what happens if your sample size is small. Okay, if your sample size is bigger than 30, you don't have to really even worry about the degrees of freedom. That's for when it is small. So right here, if you want to have a 99% confidence interval, remember you need to find the alpha. In fact, we're going to have to find the alpha over 2. So think about this. If I want to be 99% confident, that means there's a 1% that I'm not confident. So you always take this 1% and you divide it by 2. This 1% is your alpha. Okay, so I'm going to say here alpha is 0.01. So alpha over 2, use your calculator or whatever, but that's 0.005. So if you, let me reach over here and grab my table. If you go over here to your t table, notice this is my t table, and since it's a large sample size, I don't have to worry about my degrees of freedom. I'm going to go way down here at the bottom, and it's 0.005, which is this column right here. So I'm going to scroll all the way down, and there it is. That's the value I'm going to use, 2.576. So my t value, 2.57, or I should say that would be my percentage point that I'm going to use if I want a 99% confidence interval. All right, that will be what you always use for a 99% confidence interval if your sample size is 30 or more. So sometimes I tell people just to circle this value and write 99% confident, okay? So same thing here. If I'm 95% confident, how did I come up with that? Well, that means my alpha is I am 5% not confident, okay? Alpha over 2, so you're going to divide that by 2, would be 0.025. Now we're talking about sample sizes bigger, okay, than 30, so that means I'm going to go to the bottom row, but I'm looking for 0.025, which is right there, and I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom, and there it is, 1.960. That's a number we use a lot. Personally, I would circle that and write 95% confident. If I want to be 95% confident, that will be the percentage point value that I'm going to use in my equations. And again, let me say that is true if the sample size is 30 or more. Okay, let's do one more. These are the 3 main ones that we use, okay, but you can see how it's done here. If I want to be 90% confident, it means my alpha is 10%. Okay, I always want to take that and divide it by 2, which is 0.05. Okay, then I'm going to come over here to my t table. That's 0.05. There it is. I scroll all the way to the bottom, and it's 1.645. So honestly, I would circle that and that's my 90% confidence interval. So it's 1.645 is my 90% confidence interval. Okay,